back to round number 3 of Standard. We've got Jake Valentine on Sultai Snake versus someone on Grixis Energy.
Mr. No Name.
A Siphoner.
So I've played both these decks on Moto. And the Grixis Energy deck is kind of annoying to play against, honestly. I like the Sultai Constrictor deck, though. I do. It's a fun deck. Let's just both play our Glint Sleeve Siphoner, okay? Alright, yeah, I got you. I'll raise ya, Siphoner.
Yeah. Jake has the Rishkar in hand, at least, to make his Siphoner a little bigger, but obviously not a good idea to just cast that into open mana.
No, it's fine.
If Mystery Player decides to keep open mana. Mystery Player attacks for 2, gonna get that energy trigger.
You know what Sultai Constrictor misses? Rogue Refiner.
I mean, that card needed to go.
I love that card.
Yeah, the Whirler Virtuoso, another card I really hated last Standard.
What, Whirler Virtuoso?
Oh, yes. That honestly, I would have been okay if they would have just banned Whirler Virtuoso.
Really?
Yeah, that card was just ridiculous.
You'd rather have them everyone have a tune.
That's fine. Just get Whirler Virtuoso out. So, not bad. We're going to see Rishkar on Glint Sleeve in itself.
Alright.
So we're putting some fatties on the board here.
And Alex declining to make a top turn double block. I would have double blocked. But that's just me. But he has multiple removal spells. This Grixis Energy deck plays a plethora of removal spells between Harness Lightning and Chandra, apparently.
Yeah, so you see him thumb the Chandra to the front.
Harness Lightning, Abrade. They've got Vraska's Contempt. They've got Fatal Push. They play all the good removal.
So talking about him not double blocking is, I think he drew that Aether Hub for turn. So by using the energy on the Virtuoso, that would have kept him. Yeah, I don't know.
You're trying to.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're grasping at straws, mister.
Kept him from playing the Chandra.
Yeah. No,
Well, no, because he could have swung with the Glint Sleeve to get the energy trigger.
Yeah.
But
Alex,
we're just not gonna play it.
Yeah.
So we've got a Harness Lightning in hand for Alex.
Yeah. Scarab God. Ooh, that Jake can cast. You can also cast it and hold up Spell Pierce too.
He's got a lot of options. I think he's got a Servant, a Glint Sleeve, a Ballista.
Huh.
Jake, that is. He could also cast the Scarab God here, although I wouldn't recommend it.
We're being told there's no sound. We need to, is there, can you guys hear us now? Let us know. No sound still.
Looking for some sound.
No sound? Any better?
Hello.
Check 1, 2, 3. Good? Alright. Alright, got the sound now. Alright, sorry about that, guys.
So we see a Ballista for 1 coming down here.
Okay, Harness Lightning in response.
On the Rishkar, I believe.
Rishkar, yep. I guess if you're Jake, you could float the mana. So float the mana.
Let the Harness resolve and then just put the counter on the Ballista, maybe? Or is there something else we're going to cast?
I think he's going to kill, yeah, like I said, he's going to kill that Glint Sleeve Siphoner, which makes the most sense. Yeah. You have the long game shored up with the Scarab God in your hand.
Yeah, so we're going to use that floating mana from the Rishkar to cast a Servant of the Conduit here.
And honestly, this Spell Pierce is going to be very good from Jake. I would just allow this to resolve. Okay, Jake's going to Spell Pierce. His entire plan is contingent on this
Glint Sleeve?
No. His entire game plan is contingent on the Scarab God in his hand. The glint sleeve is just a means to an end.
So I think we're gonna see a
we're gonna see a Chandra. Yes, we are. And I would be horrendously surprised if it did not down tick on that glint sleeve siphoner.
Yep.
Yep. There we go. Really, these mirrors kind of amount to getting rid of your opponent's glint sleeve siphoners. You do not want them drawing a bunch of extra cards. Ooh, and a ballista. Jake has a choice. Does he just resolve the Scarab God and leave the Chandra out here, or does he play this ballista for 2 and kill the Chandra and pass?
I don't think you can let the Chandra live.
You definitely can. I would play it for 2. He's instead going to advance his board state a little bit more with the glint sleeve siphoner, but
yeah, I don't know. That ballista is just too good at like dealing with Thopters and
yeah,
Alex's opposing glint sleeve siphoners.
I would rather keep it around as opposed to just tossing it out there and putting the glint sleeve out. I think it's more important. Okay. Alex does have an Essence Scatter in his hand as his last card, which is going to be very good against that Scarab God. Shocker. I know, right? Shocker. But Jake does have the ability to draw 1 extra card. And that's it.
So you got a Siphoner and an Aether Hub. Be interesting to see if Jake just tries to slam this Scarab God out here.
I would try to play the Glint Sleeve Siphoner. I think that's more.
Nope, he's gonna play the Scarab God.
I would bait it out. I would bait out any counter spells that my opponent might have. Because if your opponent has like a, like Supreme Will, then they can't do anything, and they're most likely to get the end of turn. But if they have Essence Scatter, then your Scarab God is kaputs. So the end of turn, Alex is going to make 2 Thopter tokens. What did he draw? Was that a Supreme Will? I could not tell. And if I'm Alex, I'm getting in here with the entire team. The entire team.
Yeah, because any trade you offer up if you're Jake is not a very good trade for you.
Exactly. And you're okay if he wants to trade like his Glint Sleeve Siphoner for... Okay, yeah. Yeah. So if I'm Alex, I'm taking out that Glint Sleeve Siphoner 100%. Yep.
So have a dead Virtuoso.
And the thing is, too, if Alex had drawn a removal spell, that wasn't a fantastic sequence of events for Jake either.
So it looks like we're going to go Snake into Glint Sleeve Siphoner here.
Yep.
Not an awful follow-up from Jake. It's going to keep him in the game.
No.
Oh, he's not going to play it.
No, it's not going to resolve.
Okay. Yeah, I think you just have to contempt this.
Yeah,
yeah. Can't mess around.
He's going to take a point of damage, use an energy. Yep. Go up to 11.
And now you got to deal with Virtuoso.
Yeah, there we go. Now you're going to take 4 down to 7.
So these Thopters might just end up being enough. Like, even if Alex doesn't play anything else, as long as Jake doesn't play something silly like a Scarab God, these Thopters are most likely going to wrap up the game.
Well, he could, in theory, use Zephyr Deadlands and kill one. I think he can afford to take 1 more hit. Looks like Alex drew a Supreme Will. And again, you're Alex. You're still in the driver's seat here. Yeah, you got to bash in. I don't like that trade from Jake. I think you need that extra card right now, especially.
I don't think you can let the Whirler Virtuoso stick around.
With the Grixis energy deck, it doesn't have like a multitude of ways to produce energy beyond just another Whirler Virtuoso. In that case, there's just another token regardless. So unless he's got a Harness Lightning or anything, it does not matter in my mind. So I think you just need the extra card. I think the extra card is more important.
You also got to remember in my mind, you're paying a life for that extra card, and you've still got to deal with these 2 Thopters on the other side. They might be 1/1s, but when you're at this low of life, they're going to get you. So,
well, it looks like Alex found another Whirler Virtuoso regardless, like I was saying. Like, they don't... The Harness Lightning, excess Harness Lightning energy is the only, like, excess energy you're going to get. Like, Glint Sleeve Siphoner, you'll get one a turn, maybe. It's not producing a ton of extra energy. Like, when these... It's not the same as Teamer energy with these Whirler Virtuosos. You're not getting a ton of excess. You just... You get what you get. Okay. Alright. I think Alex just drew
Angrath.
Angrath.
That should be it.
Gives the creature trample too, doesn't it? So if he minuses on the Jade Light Ranger.
I don't think he gives it trample. I think you just sacrifice it at the end of turn.
Yeah. I mean, like we were talking about earlier, Jake threw away those Blisses early instead of just playing them for 2.
Yep.
And it's kind of come back to haunt him.
Yeah, because instead of deploying those creatures that he used to chump block with, he could have just put the counters on the Ballista to shoot down the Thopters, give himself more time.
Yep.
Dealt with this Angrath, potentially.
Yep.
So we're going to go to the next game here.
Angrath, Maine. I was not expecting that.
So sideboard here, I would not be surprised to see both decks on at least 3 Vraska's Contempt. That card's just probably the best in this matchup, I'd say. You're both playing Scarab God. You're both well, I don't think Sultai plays any walkers really. I don't think Jake would
You
be
play like
in,
Nissa. Play Nissa. Nissa's good in any mid-range mirror. Which is, that's exactly what this is. If you have like more Scarab Gods in your board, you'll bring those in. You'll bring in all your mid-range base cards that are good in the mirror. Nissa, Steward of Elements. Any other Planeswalkers that you may have. I don't think he's playing Blossoming Defense. I haven't seen any of that. But like, you're not going to bring in Negate or Duress. There's no need to. Yeah, other than that, I mean, honestly, you're pretty well set up main board because you have Scarab God as well. But you also have a lot of things that are better in the mirror, like Walking Ballista. Just have to make sure that you kind of maintain them, which is, suffice to say, not just throw them away like in 1-for-1 trades, because they can generally 2-for-1. They're actually like a really important piece of the puzzle in these types of games. Like if Jake had played that for 2, he would have been able to take out a token and the Glint Sleeve Siphoner.
Yeah, like
or I just kept it around and pumped it up, like, because then Alex is forced to use a removal spell on it, as opposed to one of Jake's other legitimate threats, and then Jake can 2-for-1 him in that regard as well.
Yeah, the turn where he floated the mana with the Rishkar and then chose not to put an extra counter on the Ballista was
well, he had already cast it for 1. What I was saying was that turn he could.
Well, no, but he had 3 lands left, so he could have just activated the Ballista.
Well, I was thinking it was the turn prior, or the one of the turns after when he played another Ballista for 1, where it would have been a little bit better to play it for 2 and maintain it.
I'm not gonna call it a misplay because Jake could have had a line in his head that
maybe
we weren't thinking of, but it could have made the match different.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, it's Ballista's a very important card, especially in this matchup where you're both trying to relegate your Glint Sleeve Siphoners and trying to maintain your Stranglehold on the card advantage game.
Yeah. With Jake being on the play of this game as well, something like, Duress into Snake, into Rishkar.
I don't think you bring in Duress. I think if you have Essence Scatter on your board, you bring those in. Those are more important. Definitely not Negate or Duress. I'm not a big fan of those, because some games you're just both playing creatures.
So Jake's taking a mulligan here. Didn't like his opener. Looked like it was a bunch of Aether Hubs as his mana base, so can't fault him too much for that. Looked like he has a Nissa in this hand.
Like I said, bring in that Nissa Steward developments.
Nissa, Ballista, Snake, and some lands. There's a servant in there too.
Alright, Canyon Slow. Play that servant. Try to progress his game plan. Honestly, if Jake plays this Nissa on 2 and pluses, he may just get like really far ahead and Alex would not be able to catch back up. And it looks like that's what's going to happen. He's going to harness lightning here, but that's not going to be enough.
Yeah, that needed to be a negate or
something.
Or,
yeah, like this is is that a Gonti and a Verdurous Gearhulk?
It is.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
Nissa.
It's so good. Like it's so good. Like I said, you definitely bring it in these mid-range mirrors for this exact reason. It is going to bury Alex under the card advantage. Imagine just using her 0 and getting a Gonti into play. You just an infinite for 1. Literally an infinite for 1.
Yeah. Be insane value.
So, and these Grixis energy decks, as is the case with most decks, they don't have a good source of direct damage. I mean, he could have Vraska's Contempt. Absolutely. But now Jake is just going to sit here and construct his draws.
So he's got another Nissa there.
Is that a Dream Stealer?
That's... I think that's a Nissa and a Glint Sleeve Siphoner.
Was that a Glint Sleeve Siphoner, not Dream Stealer? Okay.
I do like Dream Stealer a lot, though. Especially in this matchup, like, where you're both loaded up on a ton of counter spells.
And removal.
Yeah. And you've got your own Gonti to bring it back. That's just...
Yeah.
You could just end the game with one Dream Stealer hit.
No, I agree with you. Now, if you're Jake, you just 0. No, don't plus. I think Jake just needs lands here. And I think he can start zeroing too and start, you know, putting himself in a good position.
So he topped both those, putting the Aether Hub on top and the Verdurous Gearhulk, second one down.
Yeah. I think you just play the Snake here.
He's going to try to explore and get both those cards.
Well, he would get the land, but the Verdurous Gearhulk, yeah, I think he did that a little bit. Well, he didn't he wanted to. So the problem with that is the problem with this line is that he wanted to Nissa and 0 and then put that Verdurous Gearhulk into play, and now he's not able to. Now he's gonna have to draw it.
Yeah.
So a little bit of a missequencing here from Jake. If he would have, that's why I liked him playing the Snake here instead of the the Jade Light Ranger. So he does get this for free, which is nice.
So something he could be doing is he could be setting I agree with you. He should just try to aggro him out here, but he could be setting up for the long game because now you've got all these threats in your hand that are answer me now threats. He's got Snake, he's got Ballista, he's got Hulk. So he's gonna force Alex to not deploy his own creatures and have to deal with Jake's side of the board.
Well, it's very clear to Jake that Alex has counter spell / removal spell / torrential Gearhulk in his hand, because Alex has not played anything other than a couple of removal spells on his Servant of the Conduits, and he's just kind of sitting back in his hand. And the only reason Alex would keep a hand like this is if he had a legitimate finisher like Scarab God or torrential Gearhulk. Otherwise, it makes no sense for him to keep this hand. If you just have all reactive spells, they're not nearly as good. And Alex is 100% going to play torrential Gearhulk right here, and you allow this to resolve, but you definitely want to Vraska's Contempt.
So the Abrade happens, but then before blockers, we're going to Contempt the Hulk.
Yep. And that's fine. That's fine. And if you're Jake, I think you just want to 0 here. Did he 0 already?
Yeah, I missed it. I don't know what he did.
Did he not activate? He might have whiffed on the 0.
Yeah.
It might have been a spell. I did not see. I don't think Jake would have missed that though. Yeah, so like as we can see in Alex's hand, he definitely has another Gear Hulk. He's gonna play Chandra.
I think you just plus the Chandra here.
I think so too.
Do you redirect it though?
Another thing is you could cycle the Feta pools in your hand. Plus that 2 mana cycle.
Yeah.
That's another legitimate. I mean, I wouldn't do it. I think I would redirect here, but I think the Nissa is actually scarier than the Chandra.
So Alex has definitely indicated he's going to plus here, but he hasn't chosen if he's going to add 2 red or reveal the top card.
Huh. He has a Torrential Gearhulk in his hand and another removal spell, but he's still behind to this Nissa by a lot. Oh!
Oh, so he's actually going to minus.
He's going to minus. Jake draws a Lifecrafter's Bestiary, so he did not 0, because that would have been put on the battlefield.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So he actually might have missed his opportunity right there. He might have missed his Nissa. Don't quote me on that. Sound like to be quoted.
So he's playing the Ballista out here for 2. Alex knows about the Winding Constrictors in Jake's hands because I believe they weren't revealed. But I'm not sure why you wouldn't play the Snake first and then the Ballista.
Yeah, like it's the same thing. Like I guess so the thing with that is if he has that removal spell, that's a lot worse. And he does a 0. That's fine though because you want it. You want more lands. Jake is really behind on his land count. He really needs to find just lands and start jamming these threats because Alex is clearly like flooded out here. You have gas on the battlefield and in your hand. You just want some lands. So get that Walking Ballista out of the way. Start zeroing. Land this Lifecrafter's Bestiary too. So he's gonna plus.
Pair of lands on top. He's gonna leave them there.
Yeah. I'm okay playing a snake and a. A snake and a
Siphoner.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then you potentially are able to get both those lands off the top of your deck, and then just blind 0 with Nissa next turn.
Yeah. Okay. Snake, and then I'm gonna play this Glint Sleeve Siphoner, right? Yep. Trigger, get 2 energy, back up to 4. Pass her up. And then Alex is going to play this Gear Hulk and Harness Lightning, most likely the Glint Sleeve Siphoner. No, he's going to do the Snake. The reason I would say the Glint Sleeve Siphoner is you would gain 2 energy, and then you're going to braid, most likely the other one on your turn regardless. So this way you net 2 energy as opposed to not netting any energy at all.
Looks like Alex has a Spire Bluff, a Glimmer, and
a braid.
Yeah. Jake did not use the Glint Sleeve Siphoner.
He did not. I mean, he knew about the Hash Up Oasis on top of his deck. He might have wanted to 0 and put that into play. I agree, Dope. I was very much hoping you would organize them as well. Gives me gas and anxiety.
You have that anyway.
But mostly gas. Well, Jake has another snake in his hand. Ooh, Jake the Snake.
Jake. the Snake.
Jake the Snake. Play this bestiary.
Yeah, I would have.
I think the bestiary is really good too with the with the Nissa.
Mm-hmm. So there's a Vereska's Contempt going to the hand for Alex there.
Absolutely.
Also, if you played the bestiary first, you could have played the Snake and
an
picked the green
Angrath.
to draw a card.
And he played an Angrath. Or he drew an Angrath as well. Bestiary.
Yeah, so he's playing the... Okay. I guess Jake was trying to bait out a counterspell there. He maybe wanted the bestiary to resolve more so than the Snake.
I don't know. I think Alex is gonna take control of this game. I think he just Vraska's Contempt the Planeswalker at the end of the turn. That's not a good utilization of the mana, but I think you use your 4-drop at the end of the turn.
Royal 22RR, thank you for the follow.
Yeah. Appreciate it. It's Royale, like Royale with cheese.
I quit.
Alright, see you later. Alright, boys, it's just me now. Talking to myself. Just like at home, but with people listening. Maybe. Alright. So the Angrath did take care of the Verdurous Gearhulk. Yeah, block, ping Angrath.
Nope, we're just going to ping Alex.
Okay.
Alex still has that Vraska's Contempt, and he's going to choose not to play it here.
He's going to play the Whirler. Jake did not use his energy to draw an extra card. Huh. He did draw a Scarab God, though. Oh. 0, miss. Jake does get to cast that Scarab God and draw a card, though. Because of the Lifecrafter's Bestiary. How bueno was that?
Well, the thing is, this is interesting. So if Jake plays this, he can't play the Scarab God. He can, but then Alex is going to steal it with the Angrath, and then he's going to get to use the Scarab God.
Yeah.
Potentially twice.
Not potentially. It's right there. He's definitely doing it.
If I'm Jake, maybe I don't play the Scarab God here.
I think he should have drawn an extra card with his Glintsleeve Siphoner.
I 100% agree.
All right, so he's gonna kill the Angrath.
No, because we're gonna make a token.
Oh yeah.
So
he's gonna double block. Jake is gonna kill both of these, but
does Jake just have the Scarab God in hand? No kill spell.
Yeah, no kill spell.
Yeah, so Alex is gonna double block here.
Yeah. Now the Angrath is gonna minus on this Glintsleeve Siphoner. Yeah. Gonna kill the Nissa, and the Glintsleeve Siphoner is going at Jake. Another Whirler Virtuoso.
I don't see Jake coming back from this one. That's too much on board for Alex.
Yeah. I mean, now he can play the Scarab God, though. But Alex has the Vraska's Contempt.
Yep.
And that's all she wrote.
Jake being a good sport, offering up the handshake there. That was a good game. Good match by both, really.
Yeah.
Pretty grindy.
Yeah. Well, yeah, there was a couple. I think Jake was playing a little fast. He missed a couple triggers there. I understand he wanted to kind of maintain his energy count because he had a few Aether Hubs, or a couple Aether Hubs, but I don't, like, he was kind of getting buried.
You got to draw those cards in this matchup.
Yeah, definitely.
It's all about the card advantage.
Yeah, absolutely. So, all right, well, we're going to see if we can get another match. If not, we'll be back with round number 4 here soon, guys.
Yep.
Thanks.